Hello students, under the ratio analysis, the topic for today's discussion is the solvency ratios. Solvency means the ability of a firm to pay its liabilities on due date. In broader sense, the analysis of solvency can be divided into two groups. First one is the short-term solvency and the second one is the long-term solvency. Short-term solvency, it examines the ability of a concern to meet the current obligations as and when they become due and for the purpose of liquidity ratios. On the other hand, the long-term solvency, such solvency is tested on the basis of the ability of a concern to pay its long-term liabilities at due time. The ratios to be used for this purpose are called ratio of financial position or stability ratios. Earlier, we discussed under the long-term solvency the debt equity ratio, the proprietary ratio. Today, we will take the solvency ratio. Solvency ratio, as you can see on the screen, solvency ratio, this ratio examines whether the total realizable amount from all assets of firm is enough to repay all of its external liabilities or not. In this context, this ratio shows the relationship between the total assets and the total liabilities of the external liabilities. So you can say total outside liabilities would be divided by the total assets, or somewhere it is also given total assets upon total liabilities. This ratio highlights the long-term solvency of a concern. If total assets are more than the total liabilities, the total outside liabilities, the concern is treated strong from the view of long-term solvency. Here you can take the example. As you can see, the balance sheet is given here where shareholders fund, the equity capital is of rupees 50,000, non-current liabilities 25,000, current liabilities 25,000. Total is rupees 1 lakh. Moving to assets, non-current assets, fixed assets of rupees 60,000, current assets including inventory of rupees 10,000, and the total is rupees 40,000. And again the total of assets is also 1 lakh. We have to calculate the solvency ratio through this balance sheet. Now the formula is total outside the solvency ratio, total assets or total outside liabilities. So you can see the total outside liabilities of the company is 1 lakh. Here we have to take all the totals where we will take all the fixed assets plus the current assets. It is 1 lakh where the total liabilities are of rupees 50,000. Okay, so we will take the liabilities, that is only the equity capital 50,000. So we will take 50,000 for the total outside liabilities. So the answer is coming 2:1. As the analysis, we give the comment, the total realizable amount from all assets of a firm is enough to repay all of its external liabilities. As we can see, the assets are more, 1 lakh, and the total liabilities are less. So we can say the concern is treated strong from the view of long-term solvency. Next topic for the ratio is the fixed interest coverage ratio. Hence student, interest coverage ratio is also the part of long-term solvency. Okay, where we have to pay interest on the debts, okay, on the dues which we have taken from the bank or other financial institutions. Where any concern procedures loan, the creditors want to be satisfied that interest will be received regularly and easily. So for the outside parties, for the third parties, from the ratio analysis, interest coverage ratio gives the clear picture. Either the concern is capable to pay the interest or not. Well, the formula is net profit before interest and tax upon interest on fixed. That means the long-term loans or debentures. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to take the NBIT and we will divide it by the interest because we are supposed to compute the interest coverage ratio. Okay, so it will be divided by interest. Here, one more related ratio is known as debts to total funds ratio. Again, it tests the long-term solvency of the concern. This ratio is a measurement of long-term financial soundness. Again, we will take the debts here. Okay, and debts, the nature will be of long-term debts, and it would be divided by shareholders funds plus long-term loans. Again, this loan also shows the capability of the company to repay the interest and on their loans. Here the balance sheet says equities of rupees 2,50,000, 10% preference share capital rupees 50,000, reserve and surplus rupees 46,000. Moving to the non-current liabilities, 12% debentures of rupees 2 lakh, current liabilities, trade payables, sundry creditors are of rupees 50,000, bills payable rupees 20,000, income tax rupees 50,000. The total is 6,66,000. Next, we can see the assets are also given for the balance sheet, where the tangible assets, plant and machinery rupees 1,40,000, land and building rupees 1 lakh, furniture rupees 78,000. Total is rupees 1,38,000 of all these three. Now from this, fixed assets less the provision for depreciation, that is 74,000. The total is 2,44,000. Okay, now this was for the tangible assets. Now the balance sheet is for intangible assets. The company has current assets in the form of cash rupees 2,20,000, prepaid rent 2,000, and amortized preliminary expenses 10,000. Here again the total is 6,66,000 of this balance sheet. Now we have to compute the solvency ratio. For this, students, the formula says total outside liabilities would be divided by total assets. Here total outside liabilities, okay, they are, we will take all the long-term liabilities, debentures, sundry creditors plus bills payable plus taxes equals to 3,20,000. Okay, and here it would be divided by total assets. Now total assets, we will take all assets, okay, all the tangible and the intangible assets, but we will less the unmotorized preliminary expenses. Okay, that is rupees 10,000. Okay, now 6,66,000 minus 10,000 equals to rupees 6,56,000. Here outside liabilities, the total is 3,20,000 would be divided by total assets 6,56,000. The answer is 0.488:1. Okay, hence the comment is, the analysis is that the company has less outside liabilities, okay, in the relation of their total assets. Well, we can say that the company's fund, the company has enough fund to pay the outside liabilities. Now from this balance sheet, we will compute the second one, that is debts to total funds ratio. Formula is long-term loans divided by shareholders funds plus long-term loans. Here we will take all the long-term loans from the balance sheet, equity plus preference. Again, we will less the unmotorized preliminary expenses. Okay, and here one thing more will be added, that is reserve and surplus. So 2,50,000 the equity share capital, preference share capital 50,000 plus 46,000 the reserve and surplus, and from this the unamortized preliminary expenses would be minus, that is 10,000. But we are getting 3,36,000. Now long-term loans are of rupees 2 lakh would be divided by the 3,36,000 plus 2 lakh. Okay, that means see, earlier the formula was shareholders funds plus long-term loans. So we will take the shareholders funds 3,36,000 plus long-term loans, that is 2 lakh. Okay, so 2 lakh would divided by 5,36,000. The answer is 0.373:1. Well, from this information, okay, from the statement of balance sheet, we came to know that again the company has 0.373, that is the shareholders fund. Okay, that means that the long-term fund, the debts are less, okay, and the fund is more than the debts to total funds. Again, the company's financial position is quite good to meet their long-term obligations.